Page 78, Make Up Your Mind. It's a fun little piece. Yeah, it looks long and kind of intimidating or hard but it's just a bunch of eighth notes, and I think you'll find for the most part there's only like 4 lines you gotta learn. The rest of it's kind of a repeat. So let's look it over. Treble and bass clef, 4/4 time. There's no repeats or anything. You go straight through it. There's no sharps or flats in the key signatures, so we're either in C major or A minor. Well, this piece is going back and forth. This is an example of changing keys. A piece can change keys in the middle of it. So it's starting out in C major. And you can see that by the chords. You look at the chords. But then at the top of page 79, it goes into A minor. A minor also has no sharps or flats. So it's an A minor chord. And then third line down on measure 25, it goes back into C major again. So it's switching keys on you. Right hand first, let's check the notes and rhythms and all. Here, you start here. It's 1 and 2 and, then that's tied. Next measure, 1 and 2. Just come up, 1 and then E flat. We went in C minor there, by the way. Next one, come up, A flat. And then measure 5, we're back to the natural. They don't need a natural sign, but it doesn't hurt having it there. 1 and. 1 and. 1. See, this is where the repetition comes in. Let's go down to the last line on page 78. Last 2 measures. Your here is 1 and 2 and 3. And then during the rest, come down. Because now we changed hand positions to get ready to go into A minor for measure 17. Same rhythm, just different notes. Now we went into A major. They're playing around with you, aren't they? Now measure 23, start there, you're here, and then come up. Here's his thumb. Not crazy about that. I mean, you can do it because you have a staccato and it's fun to come up. But in my mind, I like to play things connected. So I would tend to just stay there and go here. And then put a thumb on the last one. So 3, 2, 5, here. Now I've changed positions. They want you to do it immediately. There's nothing wrong with the fingering in the book. It's just a different fingering style. So I'm probably going to stay there and I'm going to go 3, 4, 4, 1. And now I'm ready to go on. So the next measure is, and now we're back in position to go back into C major. Okay. The last measure at the bottom, you're here, and as far as fingering the high C, E, finger it any way you want. You can use any fingers you want, doesn't matter. You can use 1 and 3 if you want. You can use 3 and 5, whatever. Pick 2 fingers and go with it. Left hand at the beginning, you're down in C and a G. Okay, this is fun. But you got enough to think about in the right hand, so this is kind of nice. You're moving around a little bit in the left hand, so I think you can handle that. Now, measure 17, you're in A minor. All right. Put the hands together here. You can see how the notes line up between the stabs when the hands play together. So you're here, and here, here. See, okay. It's because of the syncopation. The idea, the whole piece is basically that way. So you go through and put the hands together and then go back through it however many times it takes and work on the trouble spots and work out any hesitation so it is a steady beat at some speed, because you can speed it up later. As far as articulation goes, they give you a few staccatos and slurs. You lift up, I don't know about lifting up. I mean, you can follow those words and you lift up in the phrases. So it's here. You have to lift up for the rest. It's a new phrase, you lift up here. the staccato in measure 7, just wrist here. I'm bouncing off the keys. That's basically the articulation. For the dynamics, it applies to the right hand. That's the melody. Mezzo forte at the beginning, whatever you think moderately loud is, sort of loud. Then on page 79 at the top there, measure 17. Now you go down to soft. That makes the left hand very soft. And then at measure 25, you go back up to moderately loud again. You'll have to decide what those are. Once you get to know it, you can get a little louder and softer as you feel it, because you're not going to play page 78 all at exactly the same level. You can get a little louder and softer as you feel it. It's okay. Just that's the general area where you're at. As far as the speed goes, moderately is in the middle. Moderately doesn't tell me. It's just not fast. It's not slow. It's somewhere. I don't know. What do you feel? If you're going to sing it, make up your mind. Well, it gets again into interpreting it, because there's a note at the bottom of the page on page 78 where you can swing the eighth notes. It doesn't say swing the eighth notes, but that's what it means. You swing the counting. So it's not going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and. It's going to be 1 and 2 and 3. You swing it. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And you do that, that gives you an idea maybe how fast you can take it, because we're not talking about the speed of the beat. We're talking about the overall flow and feel of the piece. It's somewhere in the middle. And you swinging the eighth notes can affect that. And that's why we have to add that in now. So yeah, swing the eighth notes. It makes it a little bit better. Put a pedal on the end. You can pedal that if you want to. Just go ahead and push the pedal down right after you play the notes and lift it up with hands. They're adding the overtones to the, you're going to hold that note out. It's an afterthought. It's not really part of the piece. It's just an afterthought, and they're just adding pedal there to color it, give it overtones. I'm not going to bother with it, but you can add it if you want. Let's play this together very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do any dynamics. I'm going to do both hands about the same. We're going to go really slow. We're not performing it here. We're just checking to make sure you got the right notes and rhythms. Even just the right hand by itself if you need to. I'll give us 4 counts. 1 and 2 and ready and go and... rest, 2, hold, 2,